Welcome back to the Big Ranch Show. Thank you for joining me. Now, today we're going to discuss what took place in Israel over the weekend when Iran launched almost 300 drones and missiles and rockets from different locations into Israel airspace. Now, first off, let's start from the beginning. This is not an out of the blue attack on Israel by Iran. In the weeks before, Israel had purposely attacked the Iranian consulate in Syria and Damascus and killed 7 people. And Iran had vowed retaliation. Now people are trying to act as if Israel's some innocent being and all, or entity in all this, and they're not. They brought it upon themselves. They are the ones that instigated the fight with Iran. People can say what they want about what took place between Hamas and Israel back on October 7th. But you can't have the same viewpoint of what took place this weekend. Not in my opinion, anyway. Because if Israel has the right to defend itself, so does Iran, right? And to my fellow Americans out there, if our embassy had been attacked by another country and killed our people, would you not expect retaliation? Now, I typically don't believe in war. I believe it's should be a last resort. But if somebody attacks you, I think you're well within your right to respond. And that's exactly what Iran did this weekend. Now, the 300 rockets, drones, and I think 5 ballistic missiles that were fired into Israeli airspace, virtually nothing got through. Between the U.S. military's air defenses in the area and the Israeli Defense Forces air defenses in the area, nothing got through. A 7-year-old girl, I believe it was a 7-year-old child, I think it was a girl, um, was hit by falling shrapnel and is in serious condition. Unfortunately, though, for that child, this was brought upon this child by its government. Now, I think at the end of the day, it was all for spectacle. I don't really think Iran was intending really to do any damage because I know they didn't think they could. At least they weren't going to get through much, not with the air defenses in the area. It was just obvious they weren't going to get through a lot. But here's my question. What that brings to mind is Israel for years has claimed they have to attack Gaza and attack Palestinians because Hamas has been firing rockets. Now, if sophisticated things like ballistic missiles cannot make it through the airspace, how is Hamas that big of a threat when it comes to the rockets? That tells me that the Israeli Defense Force sometimes just lets them through. Because clearly, if they can stop faster moving objects, I'm pretty sure they could stop the rockets coming in to Israel. Now, here's the thing. I feel bad for the people of Israel. I feel bad for the people of the entire region at this moment. Because right now it's a powder keg. Anything could set it off. And it's absolutely unfortunate that's the situation we find ourselves in at this moment in time. But this was all started, of course, with years of Israeli occupation and mistreatment of the Palestinians. It's the reason Hamas even exists in the first place, through decades of mistreatment. and being treated like, like they're not even human beings at times. That's why Hamas even exists. Even back in 2017, the government of Israel, I believe still headed by Netanyahu at the time, paid for Hamas to keep existing. Right? Like helped payments get into Gaza to give to Hamas so Hamas wouldn't fold. Because Netanyahu doesn't have an enemy if Hamas is gone. Right? He doesn't have anything to fight on, nothing to run on, nothing to campaign on. Netanyahu is one of the most corrupt leaders in the entire world. Now, I know there are a lot of bad people in this world, a lot of bad leaders of a lot of countries, a lot of corruption out there. But remember, Netanyahu is one of those people that lost an election and then demanded to still be president. Or prime minister, I guess it is. It's really sad that nobody in that Israeli government right now seems to want peace at all. And then they attack other people, like the drunk friend at a bar that gets into a fight and begs you to come help them out. And I'm sorry, I'm not helping out. It's absolutely pathetic that Israel keeps the same song and dance going over and over again. They attack, they attack, they attack the Palestinian people. And then they get hit with something in return. And they're like, oh, poor me, protect me. So as I see it, Iran was well within its rights internationally to respond to its consulate being attacked. A diplomatic building that killed 7 people of the Iranian military. And don't get me wrong, I have no love for the Iranian government. They're tyrannical as Netanyahu is. And I dream of the day when they are overthrown by their people. But in this particular incident, one, I don't think there should be any retaliation from Israel because they're the ones that brought it upon themselves. And two, the U.S. government should not be a part of it if there is any retaliation from Israel. The U.S. government said that they're not going to be part of it right as of yet. If there is anything that happens, the problem is if Israel responds, exactly how does Iran respond? Remember, the orange guy, the previous president, pulled us out of the agreement that shut down a lot of Iran's nuclear facilities and their ability to make weapons-grade uranium. So it is well within possibility that they might have some kind of dirty bomb making material or even an actual nuclear weapon that they could fire at Israel. At which point, you know, that's going to be a problem. And not just a problem for Israel, it's going to be a problem for the whole world if that ever happens. But anyways, thank you for joining me here at the Big Ranch Show. Thank you for watching my last video about Donald Trump and the Trump trial. Even that one person who thought that Donald Trump was the best president ever in one of my comments. I thank all of you for watching, and I'll see you down the road.